Hello everyone! Welcome back sa aming channel. Panibagong video na naman ang ating matutunghayan ukol sa pamahalaan at issue na ating kinakaharap ngayon. Please support our President Duterte sa kanyang magandang hatikain. Mag-subscribe, like and share para lagi kang updated sa mga issue at balita sa ating bayan. Pasok!
Pandemic, every 100 years bumabalik sa mundo. Dito yata sa PhilHealth, every time a new appointee comes into the PhilHealth family, paulit-ulit na bumabalik yung mga puno ng totoong Mafia. Dahil marami po dyan ang mga naging kasama at naging katrabaho ko. Mr. Chairman, way back 2001, that was actually the peak where fraud in PhilHealth was really discovered. This was mainly due to cataract. And if may we request General Morales and the other PhilHealth officials, because nung pumutok po ang cataract fraud na ito, nagkaroon kinumission ng Department of Health, yung isang grupo, to come up with a report. That report was called the Seacrest Report. Doon po naka-entail, in detail, how fraud was being committed and where the collusion was actually happening. Unfortunately, instead of this report being used to instigate and to instill reforms, this report became a Bible where others started copying how fraud via cataract operations can be committed. I joined Congress in 2004 at nung pumasok na ako sa Kongreso, yung laban ng paglilinis ng PhilHealth ay dinala ko sa Kongreso. Fortunately, sometime in the early part of my first term in office, then our former President, Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo, asked me a few important questions and gave the directive for Congress to continue the investigation. Because of this, Secretary Duque, who was then a president of PhilHealth, allowed us to instill reforms related to cataract fraud. Nawala, subalit bumalik, nawawala ulit, bumabalik. That's why, Mr. Chair, I do hope that at this time, permanent reforms will really be installed because it's useless to be investigating. Ilang investigasyon na po ang dinaanan ng PhilHealth pero walang nangyayari dahil bawat panahon na merong bagong ina-appoint, they have mastered the art of fraud. Hindi po totoo na case rates lamang ang problema. Case rates actually simplified the fraud. But prior to case rates, kaliwat kanan na po ang fraud na nangyayari. Unang-una po sa listahan ng mga miyembro. Pangalawa po, sa mga remittances ng PhilHealth Premium. Baka po pwede nating balikan kung ano ang mga nangyari nung panahon na yun. Dahil kung tinitingnan po, just for disclosure, Mr. Chair, I became the chairman of the PhilHealth Board I think in 2015, up to the early part of 2016. Allow me, I'm not sure, but I think that was like 1 year and 4 months. At nung una nga pong pumasok sa PhilHealth, ang una po naming tinutukan ay baguhin ang case rates. A joint committee was organized because there were seemingly a lot of duplications between PhilHealth coverage and the free medicines being distributed by DOH. At nailuto po ang mga tinanggal. Example, magkakaroon po yung PhilHealth ng coverage na pamimigay sa ating mga rural health centers. These are packages, but the medicines actually covered are the same medicines that are already distributed by DOH for free. So to avoid duplication and to align the actual case rates, nagkaroon po ng reduction. I believe dialysis was one of those. Pneumonia case rates were also changed dahil nung panahon nga dati, na dokumento po yung track ng mga tao na hinahakot. And the problem with this, Mr. Chair, yung mga miyembro ng PhilHealth tila naabuso. The reason why I am repeating this again, because we have been trying so hard to convey this to the leadership of PhilHealth. Unfortunately, every time the leadership changes, many people are made to believe that fraud does not exist. Kaya kung sa pandemya, kailangan nating tanggapin na totoo ang COVID and we have to coexist in order to solve the problem of this pandemic. Sa PhilHealth naman, kailangan po nating tanggapin that fraud is happening and that there is a syndicate inside, because if the leadership of PhilHealth will not recognize the existence of such syndicate, it will be very difficult to find solutions. So, Mr. Chair, allow me to request PhilHealth to submit before this August body all the memos issued by whoever assumed as chairman of the board and as president of PhilHealth, dahil meron pong mga memo doon na yung mga reforms that were initiated were all overturned. Second, Mr. Chair, sinabi ko po kanina saan po nanggagaling yung fraud. Una, listahan ng mga members. Pangalawa, yung pagpasok po ng pera, yung remittance. Ikatatlo po, yung mga collection, yung mga pagbabayad. If Mr. Chair, may I inquire from General Morales as to the legal basis? I know that he is not directly involved in this, but he can be an instrument in cleansing this institution, which is very vital in terms of public health, because 60 to 70% of our out-of-pocket expenditure is from our own pockets. That remaining 40 to 30%, malaki po ang bagay dyan ng PhilHealth. So may we ask General Morales what the legal basis of the IRM is?
General Morales recognized.
The IRM was approved by the board resolution, which was based on the Bayanihan law and the specific law which I will provide.
Napakaklaro po eh. Interim reimbursement mechanism. The word speaks for itself. Res ipsa loquitur. Para naman pong, hindi po ba, napakahirap pong itindihin. I am not a lawyer. I have my background on public health financing. Pero basic lang po, ang hirap pong sabihin na kapag sinabing reimbursement, cash advance. Hindi po talaga maitugma yung these two words, these two phrases. So if I may, Mr. Chair, may I ask another question? Kanino po ba ang pera ng PhilHealth?
Pakiulit po, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chair, sino po ba ang may-ari ng pera ng PhilHealth?
Ang tao ba yun, ang may-ari ng pera ng PhilHealth?
Apologies, Mr. Chair, hindi ko masyadong narinig. Ano nga po yun? Sino yung may-ari ng...
Congresswoman Garin, Mr. Chair,
Honorable
ang narinig ko po sa sinabi ng PhilHealth ay taong bayan daw po ang may-ari ng pera ng PhilHealth.
General Morales, yes, please.
Opo, Mr. Chairman, ang sinabi ko po, ang nagmimay-ari ho ng pera ng PhilHealth ay ang taong bayan po.
Mawalang galang na po, Mr. Chair, distinguished colleagues. Dito po siguro nagsisimula ang lahat ng problema. Kung hindi po natin naiintindihan ang talagang nagmamay-ari ng pera ng PhilHealth. Hindi po siya pag-aari ng taong bayan, pag-aari po siya ng mga miyembro ng PhilHealth. Being a public health insurance, that's why its function as an insurance, lahat po ng insurance, nagbibigay ng premium yung mga miyembro. Kapag ikaw ay mga ilangan, yung insurance institusyon na yaan ang magbabayad ng iyong pangangailangan. And this is actually one of the biggest reasons of fraud. Marami po kasi ang umaabuso sa pondo ng PhilHealth sa pag-aakala nila na ito ang ninanakawan nila gobyerno lamang. While government subsidizes the premium of the indigents, when the government pays PhilHealth, that money becomes ang money of all the members and the dependents of the Philippine Health Insurance. Kaya nga po insurance. So babalik po tayo, Mr.
Garin,
Chair.
last question, please,
Yes.
if you may. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I would like to pursue the investigation on the legal basis of the IRM. May we also request an itemized list of who received an interim reimbursement mechanism and who owns all these facilities. Sila ba may kinalaman sa COVID or wala? And Mr. Chair, I received information and I got hold of the memo that justification of the IRM has been deferred. Ibig po sabihin, pinakash advance natin ang bilyong-bilyong pera. Nung nahawakan na yung pera, sasabihin natin, ay, huwag nyo lang munang i-liquidate, mamaya na yan. Napakasakit po ng ganito. Because if you, the institution itself, tells the members who had a cash advance from the money of the PhilHealth members at sasabihin nyo, huwag nyo munang i-liquidate, ang ibig po sabihin nun is mas pinapatagal mo ang nakawa.
Duterte, para sa tunay na pagbabago.